Book summary of The Richest Man in Babylon by George S Clason, written and read by Tolu Frimpong. Overview. To help me on my journey to financial freedom, I've been reading different books on personal finance. I did a post on my Instagram stories a few months ago asking for recommendations of personal finance books, and The Richest Man in Babylon was mentioned a few times. I had attempted to read this book last year, but the old English writing style put me off and I didn't make it past the first chapter. Fast forward to a month ago, and following all the recommendations received, I decided to give the book a second chance. I'm so glad that I did. This book is arguably one of the most inspiring books on wealth that I've ever read. It provides great insight into how to build wealth and, more importantly, how to keep it. If you haven't got the time to read the whole book, I suggest you have a listen to this book summary to the end, as I cover key points that are discussed throughout every chapter of the book. Introduction. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S Clason discusses the secrets of wealth used by the ancient civilizations of the world. The book deals with different areas of finances, including how to plan financially for your life, how to deal with your personal wealth, and finally, how this impacts your life. Chapter 1. The Man Who Desired Gold. This chapter tells the story of Kobi and Banser. Banser is complaining that he works so hard yet never has any riches to show for it. They talk about how much gold they have earned over the years, yet they had nothing left to show after all the years of labour, as they had spent the gold to live. Kobi and Banser discuss how they had both hoped that they may one day become rich, but it never happened to them. They decided to approach one of their childhood friends, Arcad, who was known as the richest man in Babylon. Chapter 2. The Richest Man in Babylon. In this chapter, Kobi and Banser meet up with Arcad. Arcad tells Kobi and Banser that the reason they have failed to accumulate wealth may be because they have failed to observe the laws that govern wealth. Arcad found his road to wealth when he decided that 1/10 of all he earned was his to keep. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. Always pay yourself first. Every money you earn is a slave to work for you. No matter how much or how little you earn, always pay yourself first. 3 laws of handling wealth from Gilgamesh, the original richest man in Babylon. Number 1, live on less than you earn. Number 2, seek advice from those who are competent through their experiences to give. And number 3, learn how to make money work for you. Chapter 3. The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. In this chapter, King Sargon is worried about the city as it is getting poorer, and he seeks the advice of Arcad. Arcad tells the king his own story and teaches the king the 7 secrets of a lean purse. Number 1. Your income is your first wealth generator. Save at least 10%. For every 10 coins you put in your purse, take out 9 and leave 1. Eventually, the purse will become fat. More money flows to you when you don't spend all you have. Number 2, control your expenditure. Budget your expenses. Your necessary expenses will always grow to the same amount as your income unless you tell it otherwise. Don't confuse expenses with desires. We have more desires than our earnings can gratify. Budget necessary expenses, keep 10% for yourself. All the desires outside of your budget, leave them. Keep adjusting your budget. The budget will help fatten your purse. Number 3, make your gold multiply. Put your gold to work so it can reproduce more of its kind. An income stream that comes whether you work or travel. Passive income is what true wealth is. Make your money work for you. Number 4, guard your treasures from loss. Learn to protect the small amounts before you get larger amounts to manage. Study carefully before making investment. Don't borrow money to people that won't repay you. Don't let the desire to make money quickly make you make foolish financial decisions and investments. Consult the wisdom of those who've done it before you, as they usually are willing to share this information freely. Invest only where it's safe and accessible when needed. Number 5, Make or buy dwelling a profitable investment. Every man should own his own home. This reduces your cost of living and means more of your money is yours to keep. Number 6, ensure a future income. Make preparations for a suitable income for years to come for when you're old and less able to earn. Provide in advance for the needs of your growing age and protection of your family. Number 7, increase your ability to earn. A strong desire to earn more is important and tangible. Press this until fulfillment, and you'll train yourself to accumulate even more wealth. Desires must be simple and definite. Perfecting yourself in your calling will increase your earning potential. You will earn more with persistent effort and increasing your skills. Learn more of your craft and you'll be rewarded financially. Chapter 4, Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. In this chapter, Arcad is addressing the King's Chosen 100. He is asked if it was possible to encourage good luck in life, as everybody has the desire to be lucky. Good luck is down to opportunity. It comes knocking and some people miss out on it. You need to move when the opportunity becomes available. You need to overcome procrastination if you're going to acquire riches. To attract good luck, it's important to take advantage of opportunities. Good luck can be enticed by accepting the opportunities. Action will lead to the success you desire. Chapter 5, The 5 Laws of Gold. Old Calabab asked his group of men if they were offered either a large bag of gold or a tablet inscribed with wisdom, which would they choose? All the men chose gold. Old Calabab told them that this is what wild dogs would do. Feed today without worrying about tomorrow. He goes on to tell them about Nomasir, Arcad's son. Nomasir was given gold and wisdom by his father to prove that he could be trusted with money. He returned 10 years later to claim his father's estate as he had been promised, and told his father how at first he had lost the gold but then used the wisdom to make his own fortune. Nomasir told old Calabab the 5 laws of gold that his father had taught him. Number 1, gold comes gladly and in increasing quantities for any man that will put aside a 10% for his future and his family. Number 2, gold works for its owner who uses it wisely and is willing to multiply itself. Number 3, gold clings to a wise investor. Number 4, gold slips away from the man who invests in an area he doesn't know, isn't skilled in, or hasn't sought the wisdom of an expert in that area. Number 5, gold flees the man who forces it to impossible earnings, or who follows the advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it in his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Wealth comes and goes quickly to those who don't understand the principles of gold. True wealth grows slowly over time. Chapter 6, The Gold Lender of Babylon. Rodan, the spear maker here, finds himself with 50 pieces of gold. He seeks advice from Mathan, the gold lender, as he does not know what he should do with it. Mathan tells Rodan about the types of loans that he could give people. Some of these are based on property, some are based on income, and some are based on the guarantees of his friends and family. If you desire to help a friend, do so in a way that does not bring your friend's burden on your own head. The safest loans are to those whose possessions are of more value than the treasures that they desire. The wise lender lends based on guarantee of repayment and not on the actual loan amount required. Chapter 7, The Wars of Babylon. Banzar, a warrior who guarded the passageway to Babylon, was the first person to tell the news when the city was surrounded. The villagers asked Banzar for news and he consoled them. Banzar kept guard day and night and watched the enemies of Babylon try to break into the city. After over 3 weeks, the defences of the city proved how good they were and attackers were defeated. Banzar uses this to show the citizen that he had been proved correct and that Babylon had been strong enough to withstand the forces of all the armies of the enemy. Banzar uses this to illustrate the strength of the city. Chapter 8, The Camel Trader of Babylon. Tarkad owes money to the people and hasn't eaten for 2 days. He comes across a friend of his, a camel trader named Debasir. Baser asks for all the money he was owed by Tarkad. He tells Tarkad of the time that he used to be a slave in Syria. The Baser had many debts, and he told Tarkad that no man who did not repay money could ever respect himself. So in effect, he gave himself the soul of a slave. He told how he had run from Babylon away from his debts after he had made wrong decisions about money, and how eventually he was captured and taken as the slave of a Syrian. The wife of the man who owned him took pity upon him and gave him the opportunity to escape. He took camels and ran out of Syria and into the desert, and while he was exiled, he had an epiphany. Although his debts may have been his enemies, he had true friends in Babylon who he wanted to repay. He returned to Babylon to face the people he owed money to and begged them to be patient while he worked. The money lender Mathan helped him to find a job tending camels, and he worked hard and repaid all his debts. He tells all of this to Tarkad, and he can see what a difference his words have made to Tarkad, and knows that Tarkad wants to follow his example and work to get himself out of debt too. Chapter 9. The Clay Tablets from Babylon. The 5 tablets containing the secret to wealth are discovered in Mesopotamia. Alfred Shrewsbury, an archaeologist, reported findings on the tablets to Professor Franklin Caldwell. This chapter deals with the letter that he wrote and what the tablets contained. The tablets told the story of the Baser's return to Babylon and the plan that he had followed to repay his debts and start his life over again. Alfred writes to Professor Caldwell and tells him that he and his wife have started to follow the lessons detailed in the tablets. Even though the tablets were thousands of years old, he found the lessons helped him in life. Chapter 10. The Luckiest Man in Babylon. Here we meet Sharu, who is travelling with the grandson of his partner Hayden Galu. Sharu tells Hayden that he was once a slave and that he counted himself to be hugely lucky as he was sold to a baker, and he was so happy to be able to learn the trade of that baker. He told Hayden that his grandfather had also been a slave, but he became very close to buying his freedom. When Sharu and Arad, Hayden's grandfather, met next, Arad had been freed and Sharu had been sold to another master. Arad bought Sharu's freedom, and this touches Hayden's heart. Hayden, from that moment on, decides work truly is the only key needed to his future success. Conclusion. So this concludes my not so short summary of The Richest Man in Babylon. It really is a great book, and my summary doesn't even do it justice. My favourite concept from the book and my lesson that I took away was to always pay yourself first. I know it's easier said than done, but that is a concept which I'm going to take and apply to my own personal finances. If you enjoyed this book summary, then please do give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, let me know what you thought of this summary, and also please consider subscribing to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you know every single time I upload a video. And that's it for this video. Thanks you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Take care, bye.